Okay, time for my very first movie review. Which movie should I review? Oh, it's so simple. Pacific Rim. Yeah. So, let's start. Oh, wait. Sorry about this. Phone call. Hello? Oh, hey. Sorry, what? Wait. You want me to review The Amazing Spider-Man 2? No. No amount of money in the entire planet would make me review that movie. Oh, okay, just add another 2 zeros and you have a deal. Okay, so I am going to review The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yay! So, let's begin. So we begin with Peter's dad killing off some spiders, then records a video, and then says goodbye to his son and his wife, and board a plane. So I don't think we really needed this opening. I think Peter had a good goodbye to his parents in this last movie. But hey, let's build up the mystery of what happened. Like, they died in a plane crash, so I say we kill them off in a plane crash. So, the assassin that Oscorp has hired to kill off Richard Parker has killed the pilot. Yeah, good move. I say we keep the pilot alive. Why we kill off the Parkers? And another thing, if Norman Osborn needs Richard Parker, why kill him in the first place? That doesn't make sense. But anyways, the assassin kills his wife, and Richard Parker shoots the window, and the assassin gets thrown out of the plane, and the plane crashes. Wasn't there a parachute that, I don't know, Richard Parker could take to survive? And like, his wife was dead anyway, but I'm pretty sure he could have looked for a parachute or take the one the assassin was going to use. But anyways, we skip to present day. It's a few months after The Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man has just stopped a armed robbery and stopped the Rhino before he was the Rhino. So I thought, yeah, it was okay. Kinda stuck to the character Spider-Man, joking around, dealing with villains. And I like how they used the theme tune for Spider-Man. But we really did not need this. So we head to the graduation. They graduated. Hooray. Now they're out of high school. No more high school drama. Good. And Peter is seeing Captain Stacy ghosts, I think, or just having a severe mental breakdown. Probably the mental breakdown. So after seeing these visions, he breaks up with Gwen Stacy. Even if they are so in love. Like, it kind of makes sense. His life is dangerous. He doesn't want to endanger Gwen. He doesn't want her to be killed. I understand that. But I'm pretty sure if they've been dating for a few months, I'm pretty sure Peter would not really care about seeing Captain Stacy's ghost. How long has Peter been seeing Captain Stacy? Maybe he should go and talk to a psychologist or something. Anyways, but before we get to all the exciting things, we have to do character development. So, during the armed robbery, Spider-Man saves a guy who works with electricity, and called Max. So Max is a total stalker who is in love with Spider-Man, who dreams of meeting him again. How sweet. Like, I get they want to make this villain as weak as possible and then turn him into this huge villain. But to me, it doesn't really work. To me, it was just taking up time to all the exciting parts. I get they are trying to do what they did with Dr. Octopus, make him a nice guy, but turns evil. But still, I'm pretty sure this doesn't actually work. Like, I don't like it. I don't know how some people might like this, but I don't. And then we see Peter breaks up with Gwen for seeing her dead dad. Like, meh. I'm not really feeling the emotion. So, and then we head on. And then Harry Osborn comes back for no reason. Like, oh, okay, there is a reason to see his dying dad. But still, I'm pretty sure they could have introduced him in the first movie. But hey, let's just have him come back to see his dead dad. So Norman Osborn, who's dying because he has a disease that is genetic, and Harry has it too. He's dying at the age of 60. Oh my gosh, Harry's in danger. He has only 40 more years. Like, one thing I don't like about this movie is how Harry reacts from finding out he has this disease. His dad died at age 60, and he's like, what, age 20? He has plenty of time left before he dies. 40 years. So I get he doesn't want to die, but he shouldn't overreact while he has 40 years left. Like, yes, I think he should start to worry if he reaches the age of 50 and still hasn't found some kind of cure for this disease. Like, I'm not a big fan of Harry Osborn in this movie. I liked him in the comics, but in the movies, he's not doing that good of a job. Like, he's just... Oh, okay. Like he's... Like, they only put the disease into the movie just to make Harry Osborn the Green Goblin. Just to kill off Gwen Stacy. If they just wanted the Green Goblin in this movie, they could have made Norman Osborn the Green Goblin. Like, he was already mentioned in the first movie. They could have shown him in the first movie. Like, instead of just killing the character off straight away during his first few scenes in the movie. Like, what's the point in bringing this character into the movie, into the franchise, if they're just going to kill him off a few minutes later? Like, that's something I don't understand. Like, if they wanted the Green Goblin, like, Norman Osborn has a good reason why he wants to try to hurt Peter, because his father kept the secret to the Spider-Venom to himself. Peter has ruined his opportunity to getting a cure from Dr. Kurt Connors, and he's really just... And Peter is a walking example that the Spider-Venom does work. So yeah, so that would have been plenty of reasons why Norman Osborn will want to hurt Peter. Why Harry Osborn would have just had one reason, that's just one reason to hurt Peter Parker, because he wouldn't give him his blood. So which character has more motives than the other one to hurt Peter? Norman Osborn. That's who. So anyways, so Norman Osborn dies after a few minutes on screen. But then, Harry's named the CEO of Oscorp. And Peter comes to visit Harry. Yes, I like these moments because we got to develop like Harry's and Peter's friendship. Like they're good friends who haven't seen each other for 10 years or so. Yeah, I know Peter would want to hang out with them. I know if I haven't seen some of my good friends in over a few years, I would want to hang out with them. And plus, Harry's dad died. So Peter would know how that feels to lose his parents. So he would be there for Harry. I like this. But during the same time, Max is celebrating his birthday. Why did that accident have to be on his birthday? Like, why couldn't it have just been on a normal Saturday or Sunday? But no, let's make it his birthday. Happy birthday, Max! So, because he's a professional electrician, he goes up to highly electric wires that are filled with electricity instead of just going to the power room in Oscorp to turn off the power in that section of Oscorp Tower. No, he just grabs the wires and gets electrocuted and falls into a tank of airs. Like, what kind of person doesn't put a lid on a tank? But no lid. Who needs lids? Lids or so, 2002. So Max falls into the tank of airs, and he gets electrocuted, and his skin turns blue, and his teeth turns blue. What's the point of that? I get they kind of want to do the Ultimate Universe Electro, but he was basically just a copy of the Silver Surfer in the Ultimate Universe. They just had to paint him silver, and I would have been okay with that, because they're just copying the comic version of him. But why turn him blue? That's something I don't understand. Like the Electro from the 616 universe is just a guy in a costume with a store for a mask. Like his skin isn't different. He is still basically the same, except with electric powers. But no, let's just turn Electro blue instead of keeping him the same skin color. Like, yeah, sure, why not? So, Max's body is taken to the morgue to get disposed of. And Peter goes to meet Gwen in downtown New York to talk to her about their relationship. Like I said, I like character development. Like these few moments is great character development. Like they're trying to figure out their kind of relationship. Should they be together? Should they just be friends? Should they just stay far apart from each other? I think I understand. Like Peter's a superhero and he would make enemies and he doesn't want Gwen to get hurt. So, but back at the morgue, Electro rises from the dead and goes outside and turns on every call alarm, and no one from the houses come out to see what all the noise is about. Why all the call alarms has activated for some reason. I'm pretty sure someone would have came out. But now we continue down to downtown New York, and Max goes to the nearest electric source because now he can see electricity for some reason. So Peter goes to talk to him as Spider-Man. And Spider-Man does the smart thing and tries to talk him out of doing something stupid and putting innocent people in danger, doing the smart thing. But the police are ready to shoot him. But they could see Spider-Man's having the entire talk, like having everything under control. But no, the police just shoot him just because he makes one sudden movement instead of having Spider-Man keep things under control. And yes, I understand why Max will be mad, but I don't see why he attacks Spider-Man. Like I would be mad if I was shot, but I wouldn't start attacking the person that's trying to help me. Like I think I would be angry, but I would try to stay calm. I don't want anyone else to get hurt because you don't know what you could do. Except for Max, who suddenly controls his powers of electricity for somehow. Like, what? How did he learn how to control his powers in a few minutes? How long did it take Spider-Man to learn how to control his powers? A few days? But anyways. So Spider-Man saves a bunch of people, gets thrown into a bus stop, and Electro is shooting electricity everywhere. And then Spider-Man splashes him with water from fire hose. Like, that should have no effect on Electro. That should do nothing to him. What he should have done is, since there's a bunch of water, he should be sending the electricity through the water, because water is highly conductible. That should be his advantage, not his weakness. They should have just thrown a rock at him, and that would have worked. I bet, in this universe of no logic. So, after Electro is taken to a prison, and Gwen knows that it's Max that was Electro, goes searching for him in the databanks, and then Oscorp's soldiers goes and finds Gwen. Like, what were they going to do? Dispose of the body? Kill her and then dispose of the body? I'm pretty sure people would notice. Hey! Good question is, why has no one noticed Max is missing? Why hasn't more people been thinking, I haven't seen Max for a while. I don't know what happened to him. Like, why the heck does no one do that? Like, why is Gwen the only person who just met him for a few minutes in an elevator goes looking for him, but no one that works with him goes looking for him? Like, that doesn't make sense. As you can see, the writers were just making everything up as they went along. So, Peter goes and meets Harry at the same time, and Harry tells Peter his plans to find Spider-Man and ask him for his blood, because he thinks the spider venom that made Spider-Man who he is was from Oscorp, and since they destroyed the spider venom because of the entire lizard accident from the last movie, Spider-Man is his only chance to find a cure. But why he still has 40 years left. This movie's terrible. Can't believe I've agreed to review it. But anyways, back to the movie. So after Peter leaves Harry, he runs into Gwen, helps her avoid the Oscorp troops, soldiers, whatever you want to call them. He goes on a search for information for his parents, and Aunt May tells Peter that he took a subway to work. I really cannot stand this movie. So then so after Peter smashes, then oh wait, now I'm getting ahead of myself. So Spider-Man goes and sees Harry and talks to him and tells him that he cannot give his blood because of the side effects that will cause him. But not like one of them has an entire company of scientific minds working on scientific equipment that could see what kind of effects that Spider-Man blood will have on Harry's blood. Why the heck didn't Harry said that to Spider-Man? That would have made a lot more sense than just saying, no, I cannot help you. I have to leave. And one more thing is, why doesn't Harry knows that's Peter under that mask? He's not disguising his voice. Like, he's just talking like his regular self. He could have just disguised his voice. I'm sorry, Mr. Osborn. I cannot help you because I don't know what my blood will do to you. Like, he couldn't have just disguised his voice. But I'm sure nothing bad will come out of this, except for Harry having emotional breakdown, just because he only has 40 years left to live. So then, like Gwen is given the opportunity for early summer classes in London, and Peter's not sure what to do now. Like, he's kind of lost, and he breaks his father's calculator and finds coins. So wait, did his dad have to open that calculator for one coin and put it back together? Couldn't he just have a key for a box? And that would have been easier than trying to open a calculator. Anyways, he heads to an abandoned subway tunnel and discovers his father's secret lair and finds this message that he left for anyone who discovers his secret base. Instead of sending it, I don't know, to the FBI, CIA, or I don't know, anyone. But anyways, let's continue. So during this time, Harry is thrown out of being the CEO after discovering Electro. He goes to the prison, breaks Electro out, and Electro can now materialize. Like, he's probably been watching Dr. Manhattan do it for years. So we continue. They break into Oscorp, and Electro is now planning to take back his power plant that he built, while Harry goes into the secret port of Oscorp, filled with all the potential of a Sinister Six movie, which would never happen. And then Harry injects himself with the spider venom. But we will get back to him later. We now head to Spider-Man. Peter finally realized that he's in love with Gwen and would do anything for her. So he goes to talk to her. He tells her that he would go to London with her. But then Electro takes over the power plant. This turns off everyone's power. And Spider-Man goes to fight Electro, trying to keep Gwen Stacy safe by webbing her to a police car. So Peter Parker would have died if it wasn't for Gwen Stacy. So yeah, good for Gwen Stacy for endangering her life. So with Gwen Stacy's help, Peter comes up with the plan about overloading Electro, like a battery. like giving him so much power, which works. I like that. Like they're using logic in this movie for once. And so back to Harry, he injects himself with spider venom and is now the Green Goblin. He then heads to the glider and takes off. Wait. Back up there. How does he know how to fly that thing? Shouldn't he crash it? Like, what has he been doing? Taking glider lessons since he discovered that thing? On his desktop computer desk? Ugh. So then Harry finds Spider-Man at the power plant. Like, how did Harry Osborn know that Peter was at the plant? I don't care. And takes Gwen hostage instead of killing Peter right there. And, I don't know, slicing his arm open, taking some blood, like maybe trying to figure out why it didn't work for him, but hey, I'd just take the girlfriend and kill her instead. That would be a lot simpler. Ruin his life, but not kill him, because he's still my best friend. Why you do? So Harry throws Gwen off his glider like about 20 feet in the air, and Spider-Man saves Gwen, but gets falls into the clock tower at the power plant. Wait, why does a power plant need a clock tower? Like, what's the purpose for this? But anyways, so Spider-Man and the Green Goblin fight, and Spider-Man stops the Green Goblin, but Gwen falls to her death. Like, her spine and neck is broken, I think. A bit hard to tell. Like, I know in the comics they killed her off by Whiplash, but yeah, you're not really sure what happened. So Harry's thrown into prison, and Peter is now grieving over Gwen. Like Peter attends Gwen's funeral and gives up being Spider-Man, which I get. Like, if my girlfriend died and I was a superhero and she died because of me, I would probably give up being a superhero too. So then, after a few months, Peter's at Gwen's grave, and his dad comes to talk to him back from the dead, somehow escaping the plane crash, and is now convincing Peter to become Spider-Man once again because the city needs him, because he is a hero and he has great responsibility and great power. Now, I wish that what really happened. I wish they kept that ending in the movie, but no! They wanted it to be about Gwen and how Gwen convinces him to become Spider-Man after a recording at the graduation. And by the way, there was no cameras at that graduation. Like, the speech Gwen gives, there would be bad days, good days, people we care about will no longer be with us one day, but we should not give up hope, something like that. So then, so the Rhino was broken out of jail and is now the Rhino. And Harry Osborn is putting a team of 6 to attack Spider-Man. Six, yeah, because they did such a great job with 3 villains in this movie. They want to put in 6 for the next one. That would never happen. So Spider-Man is back. Peter decides to become Spider-Man once again and fights the Rhino with a manhole cover, and that's how the movie ends. And a cliffhanger that would never get resolved. This movie has so much things I don't like about it. Like, this movie, like, the motives for the villains don't have good motives. Like the motives of the villains in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies had great motives, but the only motive a real villain had was Harry Osborn, and that was just to get Spider-Man's blood. Like they rushed character development of the villain. Like Electro, he was a simple guy who just becomes evil all of a sudden. Like Harry Osborn, who in the Tobey Maguire movies had 3 movies to develop. But no, that just skipped most of the development. Like, instead of having them be best friends in the first movie, be sort of friends in the second one, and have them become enemies in the third one. Let's just have him just be friends at the beginning, get a sort of reason to why he wants to hurt Spider-Man, just because he doesn't get the blood he needs, and just have him there to kill off Gwen Stacy at the end. Like, Norman Osborn would have been a better choice for the Green Goblin, not Harry Osborn. And right now, he was just put in the movie just to be there at the end, just to fight Peter. Like, he was on the poster. You don't put a villain that only appears at the very end on the movie poster. It's like saying, like, a bunch of thugs Batman beats up in the Dark Knight. Like, put them on the poster instead of the Joker. Yeah, let's do that. Ugh. And don't get me started on the plot. It was just a mess. Like, begin with flashbacks, begin with 30 minutes of pointless stuff about how the city reacts to Spider-Man. Like, having debates about him instead of getting to know the important characters. I really don't like this movie at all. It's one of the worst superhero movies I've seen. Like, it's not, like, yeah, there have been worse movies, like Wolverine Origins, or Blade 3, or the Ghost Rider movies. But let's go on to stuff that I did like about this movie. And there was a few things. I liked the character development of Gwen's and Peter's relationship. I thought that was well handled. And I also liked the music. Like, the music that was in this movie actually sounded like music that would have been in Spider-Man comics. I actually enjoyed the music of this movie. But the writers, like, they just put in too many villains in this movie. They rushed a character's development just to make him a villain at the very end, and they just put in another villain at the end of the movie just for no reason, just to have Spider-Man fight someone at the very end. So overall, I give Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, a 2 out of 5. That's how bad it was. Like, it's not a total abomination that has to be eradicated from the face of the planet, but it's not a movie that you can just sit down and get into right away. It's just a watchable movie that you can get through it. So overall, I am the Dynamic Do-Over. This has been my review for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And until next time,